In the heart of the Cold War, when fear divided nations and skies were the most dangerous frontiers, one event pushed the world to the brink of nuclear confrontation. On May 1st, 1960, an American U-2 spy plane was shot down deep inside Soviet territory. Its pilot, Francis Gary Powers, survived. Its mission, top secret, and the question of how the Soviets detected the plane remains debated to this day. This is the story of the U-2 incident, a turning point in Cold War history. The Cold War sky race. The late 1950s. Two superpowers, America and the Soviet Union, compete for global dominance. Missiles are new, satellites are few, but information is power. To see the enemy's nuclear sites, the US needed eyes in the sky. Thus was born one of the most extraordinary aircraft ever built, the Lockheed U-2. Slim, long-winged, able to fly above 70,000 feet, far higher than Soviet fighter jets or missiles of the mid-1950s. It was believed to be untouchable. President Eisenhower approved secret U-2 flights over the USSR. Each mission penetrated deeper than the last, capturing photos of airfields, missile bases, and military movements. The CIA believed the U-2 gave America just enough knowledge to avoid a catastrophic surprise attack. But deep inside the Kremlin, these flights were considered acts of war, and the Soviets were determined to stop them. The Mayday mission. CIA pilot Francis Gary Powers prepared for a mission unlike any before. On May 1st, 1960, May Day, a major Soviet holiday, the U-2 would fly across the entire Soviet Union, from Pakistan to Norway. Powers' plane carried the newest high-altitude cameras. The CIA believed this would be the last risky mission before spy satellites replaced the U-2. But from the very moment the aircraft crossed into Soviet airspace, something unexpected happened. Soviet radar picked it up almost immediately. The U-2 had been seen before, but never this clearly, never this early, and never long enough to launch a decisive attack. This time, the hunt was on. How did they detect it? This remains one of the biggest debates of Cold War intelligence. Theory 1. The U-2 flew lower than intended. Some historians believe Powers' aircraft drifted to around 65,000 feet due to weather or mechanical issues. At this altitude, Soviet radars could detect it more easily. Theory 2. The Soviets upgraded their radar days earlier. Declassified documents suggest that the USSR had recently deployed improved radar systems capable of tracking high-altitude targets. Theory 3. The US underestimated Soviet missile capabilities. The CIA believed Soviet SAMs, surface-to-air missiles, could not reach U-2 altitude, but the new SA-2 guideline missile, though barely tested, was fully capable. Theory 4. A security leak or inside information. Some claim that the Soviets anticipated the flight because someone in Pakistan or Turkey leaked details. No proof exists, but the timing is suspicious. Theory 5. Atmospheric conditions. Strange weather patterns that day may have amplified radar reflections, making the U-2 highly visible. To this day, the true reason remains a mystery. What is certain is that the Soviets prepared a massive response, the shootdown. Once detected, Soviet air defenses launched dozens of fighters, MiG-19s and Su-9s. None could climb high enough, so the Soviets turned to their newest defense weapon, the SA-2 missile. A salvo of missiles streaked into the sky. One detonated close enough to rip the U-2's fragile wings apart. Powers' aircraft plunged downward. He managed to eject, but not destroy the sensitive equipment on board. As he floated down, locals stared in disbelief. America's most secret spy plane had fallen into Soviet hands, nearly intact. The global explosion. Washington panicked. The U.S. announced that a weather research aircraft was missing near Turkey. But the Soviet leader, Nikita Khrushchev, had a surprise. He waited and then revealed. He had the pilot, he had the plane, he had the photos. The U.S. was caught lying. President Eisenhower reluctantly admitted the truth. He accepted full responsibility, hoping to cool the crisis. But Khrushchev was furious. At the upcoming Paris Peace Summit, he publicly humiliated the American delegation, denounced U.S. spying, and stormed out. Any hope of reducing nuclear tensions collapsed overnight. The trial of Gary Powers. Powers was put on trial in Moscow. He was calm, respectful, and answered every question carefully. Soviet prosecutors tried to portray him as an aggressor, but Powers insisted he followed orders and meant no harm. He was sentenced to 10 years, but served less than 2. In 1962, he was exchanged for Soviet spy Rudolf Abel on the Glienicke Bridge, an exchange later immortalized in the film Bridge of Spies. Back home, Powers faced criticism, accused of not using his suicide pin or destroying the plane. But decades later, the CIA fully cleared him of wrongdoing. He had done everything possible to follow protocol. The aftermath and the enduring mystery. The U-2 incident changed everything. America moved rapidly towards satellite surveillance. The Soviets expanded their missile networks. Trust between the superpowers collapsed, pushing the Cold War into a darker, more dangerous phase. And yet, one mystery refuses to die. How did the Soviets detect the U-2 that day? Was it altitude, new radar, a leak, or something still hidden in classified archives? More than 60 years later, intelligence experts continue to debate the real cause. Because in the world of espionage, truth is often the last thing to surface. The U-2 shootdown was more than a failed mission. It was a moment when the world learned how fragile peace truly is, and how high the cost of secrecy can climb. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dive history documentaries.